And our last holiday hop project is going to be the easiest one of all. As you can see right here, I've got some scrap fabric. This is a piece that was in my scrap bin. And this is the sleeve of the shirt. And all I'm doing here is I'm going to make some hearts. I'm cutting these freeform. There's two that match. And I'm going to cut two out of the shirt. Freeform. Just pick up your scissors. Everybody can cut a heart. It's a kindergarten project, right? Cut that right out of that sleeve. I can actually get more hearts out of that sleeve if I want. And then I'm going to cut a piece of batting. That's roughly the same size as my heart. Lay it on top. Same over here. And I'm not going to worry a whole lot about the fact that there's no batting down there, because I'll just take a little snip off this one and add it to that one. Simple, right? We're going to make sure that our right sides of our fabric are going together. And where's my spray base? Make sure that our right sides of our batting are going together. Put a little tiny bit on there. Spray base that down. Move that one. That's on the wrong side. Right side. Because this one's got two pieces of batting, I'm going to use a couple of clips. And this could be done with any kind of fabric that you have. It doesn't have to be Christmassy. It doesn't have to match anything else. You could go wild out of your scrap box and literally just cut pieces that match. And I know on this one I want to leave my opening over here because I want to get all of that sewn into the seam. And on this one I'm going to leave my opening probably down on this side. And if you need to, you can move your piece of fabric a little bit. I'm going to take these to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to sew a straight stitch right around, give myself a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and a place to turn this out. But before we go there, I need to make sure I have a way to hang up my ornaments, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a hair elastic, because I have it, on each one. And I'm going to put them farther down in there than I think I need. So that when I sew around, everything goes where I want. And I want to make sure that one's kind of squished together. So that the edges of it don't get caught in any other part of the seam. So let me go over the sewing machine and sew these down, and I'll be right back. All right, and now that we have them sewn, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim around. And down there in that little section by where the V is, I'm going a little bit deeper. I did stitch twice over where my hair ties are in there. And I'm going to go flat across the bottom. And I didn't leave myself a very big spot on this one to be able to turn it out. So I want to show you that one while I'm here. I did, however, backstitch at the beginning and at the end of my stitch line. And we're just going to gently pull through. All right, so now we're just turning through. And this is easier than it looks. I have arthritis in my hands, and sometimes that gives me fits. Some of you young folks probably will do this in like half a second and be like, what was the big deal? There wasn't one. It's just me. But I want to get everything turned out. And I'm going to use my fingers. It's the only bad thing about making little ones, is that it's a little tougher to turn out. But there's one. And you can take these and iron them before you do anything else. I'm going to take my scissors and go in there gently and push out the little rounded edges so that they show up all the way. And then I'll turn that little edge back in. And part of the beauty and the charm of these is they definitely look handmade. And then when you put them on your Christmas tree, they're just adorable. So I'll take that one over to the machine and I'll stitch down around it. I'll show you guys in just a second. I'm going to put a clip on that. And then I'm going to bring this one up here and I'm going to show you on it how I trim. And once again, not doing anything fancy. There's my little hair tie. Cut all the way down to the seam, but not through it. And if you didn't get perfectly rounded sides or corners or whatever, that's fine. These are supposed to look handmade, and they're supposed to look homemade. So there's my little pile of scraps. Here's the two outside layers. And I did back stitch at the beginning and the end of the seams. I'm going to turn that out. Using my fingers on this one because there's more room to work in here. And I'm just pushing up all my little rounded edges. You can use a chopstick, one of those little purple things. My purple thing happens to be blue, and I'm not sure where it's at right now. But here you go. Snip that thread off. You turn your little edge of your heart under. You can take an iron to that. I'm just going to put a little clip or two on mine. Got some sitting on the machine over here. Don't know why I'm looking for more. Then you can go around the outside edge of that. Sew down the outside edge. You could quilt across the top of it if you wanted to. Get as fancy as you like. You could even put one of these under a embroidery machine and embroider a name on it. So I'll be back in one moment. Okay, and there are our 2 holiday hop ornaments. I made a couple of hearts out of just scrap fabrics, part of the shirt that I've been using all the way through this year, and then a really pretty piece of fabric I just had in my scrap bin. I hope you like those. I hope you have a great day. Happy holidays, everybody, and thank you for coming along with us on the holiday hop this year. To check out my collaborators, please look at the link in the description.